Hello, this is Jay Clinton Hill with Redemptive Reflections and uh, saying hello to anyone out there in YouTube world or land, universe. Uh, this evening, I want to talk about something that I am challenged by sometimes, and it's probably because by my nature, I tend to be altruistic or empathetic, when it comes to other people. And maybe sometimes to a fault, I spend too much time trying to save the world or save others instead of maybe saving myself. A lot of us are guilty of that. And I have my selfish bent too, though. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm human. But one thing that I noticed and I got an insight on, or just like a realization of today, is that you cannot save someone from their own karma. And that could be a tough one because we all have people in our lives that we love and that we really care about. And sometimes you could see someone headed on a certain path, to meet their destiny, which in this case may be karma. Now, karma can be good and it can be bad. But I think in this instance here, I'm really referring to people that may be building up some bad karma for themselves. And you're trying to discourage them from doing that or get them to modify their behavior or something, maybe build up some karma credit. And I think it's possible sometimes to lessen the blow of karma by building up some karma credit. I may be wrong and may be right, I don't know, but hey, I'm an optimist. So I thought about it. So you see someone, they're headed on a path to meet their own karma, either because of things that they're doing to you or things that they're doing to other people or things that they're doing to themselves, whatever. And I don't want to just make it about other people. Let's turn it on me. It could be myself as well, where, I'm in the same situation. I'm doing things towards other people or to myself, whatever. And maybe I'm not aware of it. I have a blind spot. And someone could come aside, pull me to the side and try to maybe advise me, hey, you can't continue on this path, or I could do the same for someone else. And typically, their reaction is rejection because we don't like telling people what us to do. We don't like people telling us what to do or how to conduct our lives. Not necessarily all the time, but sometimes we may misinterpret people's intentions, and so we may be defensive. I know I can be that way sometimes too, and I know that some people in my life, whether they realize it or not, they can be very defensive too. And so I guess what I want to say is that sometimes you just have to let go, and that not necessarily let go of the person, but sometimes you just have to let go of that situation and let people figure it out for themselves. And hopefully they don't harm themselves too much or get hurt too bad. And, you pray for them, pray for yourself. Hopefully people pray for me too. And yeah, they got to figure it out for themselves. And sometimes there are certain lessons that we cannot be taught by others. We have to learn them ourselves, and we have to learn them by our own human experiences. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a part of living and learning too. I remember once when I was a kid, I was using an iron board for maybe not the first time, but my first few times. I was just learning how to iron my clothes. And my mom was watching me, and I accidentally burned myself with the iron. And my mother asked me if I burned myself, and I said, yeah, which it was pretty obvious that I did by my physical, reflexive reaction. And she looked at me and smiled, and she said, that's good. And I thought, that's a weird thing to say. Why would she say that? So I said, well, why is that good? Why would you say that? I just burned myself. And she said, because that means that you're learning. She was a very wise woman. Yeah. And whatever it was that I learned, that experience, it didn't kill me, but it was enough to like wake me up, and I never did that again. And sometimes there are some lessons in life that we have to learn, uh, and we have to learn the hard way. I've learned the hard way, and I'm sure there are people in my life, some loved ones that I know, some I think of, they learned the hard way too. Some of my good friends, and maybe other people too, significant others. I ain't saying any names, but we all learn the hard way sometimes, every now and then, and sometimes that's the only way to learn. Anyway, it's okay though, because that's part of growing. That's part of learning about yourself, and your karma teaches you to be more mindful. When you do experience your karma, it actually increases your level of self-awareness. You know, and if you don't realize your karma, then maybe you might just keep receiving it over and over again until you get the lesson. Hopefully, that's not the case. But anyway, I want to leave you guys with that, and I'm really stating this for myself because it was a realization I had today, and hopefully it helps someone else out there too as well. Anyway, I will say good night. If you like the video, hit like, and you really like it, subscribe. And if you really, really, really like it, share it with someone else. All right, peace out.